Jack Della Maddalena versus Belal Muhammad, main event for UFC 315. My honest predictions on who I think will become victorious. Thank you guys for tuning in. And today, as I just mentioned, we're just going to be running through between these two guys, between these two gentlemen that will be fighting soon enough on, as it says, Sunday, May 11th, or for the UK lot. If you're anywhere else, it'll probably be earlier or later. But for us, unfortunately, we will be watching it probably around 5 a.m, 6 a.m. Yeah. So look, here's the deal. Listen in, Mike. Yeah? My predictions are always spot on. I nail them all the time. Maddalena versus Muhammad. Who do I have? The short answer is Belal. Long answer, we're going to get right to it now. So, a lot of people have said that Jack is probably the dark horse of this welterweight division. Yeah, you've got another Australian fellow, I wouldn't say teammate of Volk's, but they do share the same coach, Craig Jones. Well, at least for this camp, Jack's opted to use Craig Jones to help with the grappling of Belal, so to combat against it. You got an Aussie here looking to relinquish gold. He's not even 30, mate. He's 28, 29, I think. He's still relatively young. Belal's on the bit of the older side. Speed will favour Jack. We can see that Jack definitely has crisp boxing. He enters the pocket really, really well. He trades shots. He throws good combinations. And he has speed. He has something that Belal doesn't have. Speed. But with that being said, because he's so wide, the boxing stance, you have one leg forward and one leg back, obviously. It leaves him open for the single leg. So if he's going to be fighting how he normally fights, especially how he fought, for example, against Gilbert Burns, he is going to be left open for the single leg. Now, someone like Gilbert Burns, who's primarily a jiu-jitsu guy, yeah, he's not really a wrestler, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. If he's taking down Jack relatively easily, he's taking him down and he's holding him down for a bit. Obviously, Jack did get up quite a few times. He was active on the ground. He didn't just accept his defeat like Mr. Leon Edwards. Yeah, he didn't just accept it. He didn't let his mindset crumble. He didn't need a coach telling him, go on, son, win it for us, mate. Go on, son. He didn't need all of that. So, Jack is on the ground, he's proactive. He's looking to move around. He's looking to get into a better position. But because of his boxing stance, Belal will just have a field day with him if he decides to fight like how he normally does. Because Gilbert Burns was taking him down on what? Burns is a jiu-jitsu guy. He advances for positions. He's looking to submit you. Now, although Belal may not be looking to submit you, if he does take him down and he just does his normal lay and pray, which is what Belal typically gets hate for, Mr. Chicago, man, Mr. Palestine, man, yeah, the Palestinian, will come out on top. Because what's going to happen is, if Jack goes into this fight, the way that he's fought all of his other fights before, he's going to enter the boxing stance, he's going to look to try hurt Belal. Belal will just shoot for the single, and we know Belal is damn strong as well. We saw the way he picked up Leon Edwards and just threw him on his head. Yeah, so Belal is definitely strong. He knows how to use his leverages really well. He's excellent at wrestling, and his cardio is elite. I would probably say his cardio is better than Merab's, simply because Merab doesn't do much on the ground. But neither does Belal, but I think Belal is a bit more active on the ground, whereas Merab is just showboating. It's a take that's probably not popular, but look, I don't give a shit about your takes, mate. Yeah, I think Belal's probably got the best gas tank in the UFC currently, and the way he uses the leverages as well, he would tire out Jack as well. We've not seen Jack fight in a 5-round fight, so this will be a massive stepping stone for him. It will be his first time entering deep waters, if it goes past round 3, obviously. And coming up against a contender as resilient and as tough as Belal Muhammad will definitely be a good test for him. This is a fight where many of the casual fans will probably overlook and they're not aware about. But this fight is extremely important for where the UFC is headed right now. I'm going a bit off topic, but talking about on a more broader perspective, if we have Jack coming out victorious, for example, on Sunday morning, Saturday night, wherever you're watching from, then it prompts Islam to immediately move up, potentially vacating the lightweight belt, leaving Ilia Topuria to fight out with whoever he has to fight, and going up and trying to relinquish gold in a second division, which has been his dream for a while now. So, as an MMA enthusiast, as for those that follow the sport pretty closely and those that appreciate Islam's skill, they will probably be rooting for Jack in this matchup because they probably want him to get the job done. So Belal, he's now out the title picture. Islam doesn't need to fight Belal. He's never actually said he's not opposed to fighting Belal. He's never declined it. It's only Belal, when he's asked in an interview, yeah, Islam is my brother, man. Islam, I'm from Chicago. I will never fight my Muslim brother, man. I'm Palestinian. He's Dagestani. We're Russian. He's Russian, dude. We worked together. We bled together. We've sweated together. Dude, we can't fight each other, man. So I can imagine, we've heard Belal say that many times over. And it's funny because people mock him for it and say he's scared. I mean, who wouldn't be scared of Islam, man? What a guy. Phenomenal guy in his division. But enough of the Islam glaze. For this matchup probably determines it's a big fight taking place for those that are actually interested. It's like a niche type of fight, I'll probably say, because no one really cares about Belal. Jack Della Maddalena doesn't have that star power that Ilya or Islam or, for example, Dustin may have. So it's going to be overlooked, but this is going to feed generations because of the potential this fight might have. Jack comes out on top. I don't know, maybe if Islam is in attendance, the camera pans over to Islam and, you've got Islam maybe doing a Volkanovski stepping into the ring, when Islam was calling out Volk and he came into the ring. So it's really important with what happens in this fight. Now, as I said earlier, the short answer is Belal. I do believe Belal will win. I believe, in one training camp alone, you don't go from, beginner or maybe intermediate in grappling to suddenly, I don't know, Khamzat Chimaev or Gilbert Burns level, do you? You don't become elite in, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, however long your camp may be. Granted, it will help him. It'll give him some tips and tricks. Craig Jones, we saw what happened with Volkanovski and Islam in the first fight. They fought really, really well. And some people argue that Volkanovski won. I disagree. I believe it was 4-1 in favour of Islam. However, it was a good fight, regardless. And if we're, you got an Aussie right there, another Aussie right here, sharing the same coach, Craig Jones. We got to give Craig Jones his accolades, his respect, if he's training up these fighters to perform how they're performing. So, yeah, Jack may look a bit better in this fight on the ground. He may look to escape and get up again. But I think Belal will just take him down again, man. I think rounds 1 to 3 will just be pretty repetitive. And then 4 and 5, if anything, Jack may start to break. You might see Jack become a bit of a Leon Edwards and just start to be, I don't know, demotivated and he might crack. So, who knows, man? Maybe I'm just talking on my arse, mate. Maybe I'm just talking a load of rubbish and I have no idea what I'm saying. But when you're taking the deep waters and you're just drowning, there's no way out for you. Mentally, that's really demoralizing. So I'm interested to see how this fight plays out. Short answer, yeah. Long answer, look. If Belal really has a problem with Jack's speed, and Jack really has improved his, let's say, takedown defense, he's changed his stance, and it's a perfect world for him, yeah. He's stuffing Belal's takedowns. He's giving him problems on the feet, sharp strikes, hitting him with a couple combos, punching him across the body a couple times, head, body, head, body, maybe a few leg kicks, mixing it up. Belal will be left confused. He wouldn't know what to do, especially if the single leg isn't there anymore, because he's not going to shoot for the double immediately, is he? If Jack is working the body, Belal just can't shoot for a takedown because that body shot will just turn into an uppercut right then and there. And then before you know it, Jack is circling around the ring and Belal's out cold. So that's essentially the long answer. Jack, doesn't get taken down. Probably gets a TKO by round 4. Hits Belal hard. Belal drops to the floor and then ground and pound and Bob's your uncle. We got a new champion in town. and Islam's moving up. But that's really just favouring Jack right there. That's really, you know, putting him in a position where Mr. Maddalena, yeah, the Aussie, is being favoured. Yeah, you know what? He's a great striker. Some may say on the level of Topuria. I'll probably put him a bit below that. I'll probably say Topuria number 1, purely because of his power as well. Peter Yan number 2, and probably Maddalena number 3. Now, you've got Belal coming out saying, I've got hands like Canelo, man. I've got hands like Canelo, man. Obviously, I think that's he's trolling us. He really doesn't. But the threat of the takedown allows him to be really good and to have a good striking with his hands. Because obviously, when the threat of the takedown is there, you're coming up against an opponent, yeah? You're coming up against another striker. You're mainly a wrestler, right? If you're striking, the guy you're versing, who's primarily a striker, he's going to be hesitant to exchange back, to, you know, throw combinations as well, to respond, because he knows that the moment he responds, his feet's wide open. He's focusing on the head. He's probably head hunting, and, you know, the rest of it just shoots for the takedown. If he shoots for the single, shoots for the double, takes you down right then and there. Sorry, I feel like my chest is clocking up, man. My nose, I'm completely fine, but piece of shit illness, man. I mean, I don't think I'm ill, but yeah. Yeah, long answer. I gave you my long answer. There's not much else that could go with this fight. You know, breaking down the fights earlier with both people. When you look at Jack versus Gilbert Burns, I already spoke about earlier, but going a bit more in depth into it, he did get taken down. The single leg was always there because of his stance, as I mentioned before. And Gilbert Burns was looking for the submission. Of course, in round 1, I think if we let the clock run out a bit longer, Jack may have been submitted. He may potentially have been submitted, but that didn't happen, so no ifs, ands, or buts. Obviously, you know, when we're using the last fights, we're trying to use that as a judgment for this fight. I think it'll be safe to say that Belal would probably just cruise to a 49-46, maybe even 50-45 in this fight. It could just be straight 5 rounds of Belal sitting on top of Jack and, I don't know, giving him a couple strikes and scoring points, I guess. Because that's what a lot of these judges are like, you know, as long as you're just laying on top, laying prey, it's good enough for Castiamato to give you a 10-9, isn't it? I don't really agree with that. I think if you're not active on the ground, you don't deserve anything, man. To a certain extent, obviously. But let's not get into that too much. So yeah, I don't see Belal losing this fight. For a lot of the MMA fans out there that may be rooting for Jack to win just so they can see Islam moving up, I'm sorry, I guess, because I already know how this fight's going to play out. I am the GOAT when it comes to predicting the outcome of these fights. I know what's going to happen, mate. I'm telling you that for free. Nah, man, I don't bet. I was going to say put, I don't know, $1,000 on Belal, but I don't bet, man. But I'll be interested to see who will be in attendance and who will be watching the fight. If Islam is there watching the fight with his crew, with Habib and, I don't know, Osman and Omar, it'll be good vibes. And then I can imagine Jack coming out on top and Islam's a bit relieved now, like, yes, finally. Yes, brother, finally. Belal Muhammad is not champion anymore, brother. Hey, Jack, Aussie boy, come here, man. I'm going to smash your face. I don't even know if my accent was good enough, man. But yeah, that's my prediction right there. Belal will get it done. And Islam will probably have to stay in this division, unfortunately. Probably have to look to fight Ilio Topuria. And, man, if Belal gets it done, I don't think there's anyone in welterweight that will give him any problems. I don't think Sean Brady's going to give him problems. He already ran through him 2.5 years ago. Leon Edwards is gone. You've got Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. That's a really, really good fight. I don't think Usman is there anymore to beat Belal, especially with those knees. His knees are absolutely cooked. Who else is there? What, Ian Gary? No, man. I think Belal Muhammad would give Ian Gary a lot of problems. Where is it? What was I looking for? I was looking for something. Nah, hey. Let's click on this. Yeah, I was looking at... Yeah, so Ian Gary wouldn't give Belal much problems. Jack versus Ian would probably be a really, really good fight. I was going to say Hamza. If Hamza was still in this division, I honestly think he would have probably been the first triple champion in the UFC history if he was a bit more disciplined and if the UFC worked out in his favour. Because I think Hamza would have beat Belal. Cardio-wise, Belal is much better from what we've seen, even though a lot of people... Alexander Gustafsson and what's that Jordan's name? I forgot his name. And Darren Till has... excuse me, has glazed Khamzat's cardio, saying it's limited edition cardio and he just doesn't tire out, even especially against the bigger guys when he rolls with them. So, yeah, I really don't see anyone in the welterweight division giving Belal as much trouble as Jack most likely will. If we look at that, Kamaru Usman, washed. Leon Edwards, washed. Joaquin Buckley, still young and upcoming, but doesn't match Belal. Who else? Ian Gary, he's not gonna get the job done. And Sean Brady, bro, I'm so sorry. My nose is just clogged. I just haven't. I'm back. Yeah, I think I'm good. I don't think anyone's gonna give him problems, man. I think Belal, if he beats Jack and Islam really waits out, he's gonna be a champion for a long time, and that's not what we want to hear, because we want to see Islam move up a weight class. Similar height, similar weight. Wait, what? 186. Am I bugging? Am I really confused? Matchup stats, 186. It's former middleweight. I might be a bit slow there, but it's a bit confusing. Leg reach, same shit, man. Win by... I forget all of these. Oh, okay, so the odds are in favour of Belal Muhammad. And yeah. Thank you guys for once again tuning in to listen to one of my takes. Please comment down below what you want to see next from me, what I could improve on, and if you have any support, any nice words, any generous words, please leave them down below too. Also, try to like the video if you can. It's a bit difficult, but mate, it's not hard enough, mate. Yeah, just click on the like button. It helps push my videos out to a bigger audience. I think that's how YouTube works, mate. I'm not sure. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall see you in my next video.